What's up? There's a Kubey in a box. Yeah, man. And I'm kind of excited for this one. Uh, yeah, I mean, this is a KB266B M390 titanium camo blue. Yeah, and so this is also known as the Velvet Snake. Yeah, the Kubey Velvet Snake. I'm excited for this one. Okay. So the blue is that fat carbon. Look at that. Wow. Come on, man. Let's get up in there. Little echo action. All right. Oh, I'm excited. You know, I love this stone washed, acid etched look that they're doing. Look at that fat carbon, man. Golly. It's like it's energized. It's electric. Very cool. Let's get that blade out. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Look at the logo. I don't know who the designer is, but I think he's flipping us off, man. Yeah, 100%. And then very small badging up here in the corner. That's the M390 there. And that's it. I mean, except on the pivot. That's the only badging. I love it. I love the little minimalistic edge to that. All right, let's get rid of the packaging. It's got a cleaning cloth and then a card, how to care for it. Yeah, very cool. All right, get this eye distraction out of our way here. Let's run this action a little bit. Let's try the Spidey flick. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and I know you want me to try it. Let's do it. Yep. Yeah, very intuitive front flipper. Great jimping. It's grippy, bites. Might be able to pull that over. Yep. Wow. And it's snappy. There's enough of a detent here that all of this is deploying real snappy. Got about 45% lockup. Centered blade. Oh, nice tension on the pocket clip. So a lot of the knives that come through right now come via Timber's Edge knives. Not this one. This was a personal purchase, and I haven't done a lot of those lately. Man, I'm just busy and trying to keep up with what's out there and chasing knives around and this one got on my radar, and I said, man, look at this thing. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. And light. This is a light knife, not heavy at all. All right, well, of course, we can't just leave well enough alone. Got to get up in here. Looks like TH across the board. I think I felt it release. Like everything's free now. Let's see. Yep. 2 screws, pivot, pocket clip, and then this carbon fiber scale will come off. But I don't really see any oil or anything in here, so I think I'll leave it be. It's got a little bit on the action. Looks like an appropriate amount. It's got a pin for a lanyard on the back there. Captured pivot with the little nib. Yeah, that's what I call it. It's got a little nib here in the scale, and then it's machined into the actual pivot. Yeah, a little bit of skeletonizing, not much. Yeah, really simple, fundamental stuff, good quality materials, M390. And I love this finish, this acid etched. I mean, everything feels kind of powdery. Very nice. Titanium backspacer. Titanium pocket clip. Is that flexible? Not really. It's rigid, which is good. It's already got good tension on it. The action worked wonderfully, so I'm not gonna modify it. I'm not even gonna look at it. I mean, it was snappy and ran really well. So it's like being in search of the perfect lotus, right? You spend your whole lifetime trying to find that perfect action. Well, come on, man. So the pivot, there it is. Let's get the small parts wiped down. Okay. I think that's it. This pin is actually here. It's a little spacer pin. This one is the lock pin. I think we're good. I do really like this finish. I have bought a few of the newer Kubeys, and I always opt out for this finish. They are bringing all their new stuff with this finish on it, and I really do like it. It's like acid wash, stone wash, raw finish on it, and I dig it. It's got texture. Like I said, it's kind of powdery. It's like a powdery finish, but it's grippy. I like it. Put a little bit of oil on that track where that ceramic ball is running as well. But yeah, that's it. Recessed into the carbon fiber, one screw. It's not the best in the world. Um, I'd much rather see that recessed into the titanium, because it does have titanium liners and then the carbon fiber insert on top of it. But it's got square lines. Let me show it. So it's squared on three sides. So I don't know. It's a best of a bad situation. And the reason being is because that clip ends up being something that you create leverage with when you're opening and closing the knife or holding it. And of course, that puts pressure up and down on this. Well, if that wallers out inside here, it's only got one screw holding it. And so if that wallers out, you'll never be able to hold it tight. So what I would say is absolutely imperative that that stay tight. Because as long as it's tight, it shouldn't move. But if that screw comes loose and you continue to handle this knife, see, like, it's tight. There's no side to side movement there. But if that was to come loose and create some side to side movement and you continued to use this piece, you could waller that out and then, it would never hold tight. And I can't think of any way to fix that. I think I'm over tight here. I say I'm over tight, but I don't think I'm tight at all. I'm misaligned. There we go. Yeah, it wasn't even tight. Hmm. It's rock solid. Just trying to get that. It feels overly tight. Better. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that right there. Yeah, just the textures on everything, they're grippy. It's like nothing's really slick, and I'm a fan. Yeah, so let's talk about this action. Um, Thumb flick, snappy. The thumb studs are comfortable, placed properly. Sometimes they can get too high, so the leverage is off or whatever. But the scallop here, I think it's just very intuitive to reach in and just a simple flick with the thumb. Spidey flick, same thing. The finger lands on it perfectly and whip. Yep. And then the top flipper, the front flipper, pretty intuitive. I mean, it's actually, I was going to say it's contoured, but it's not. It's flat, but it's got jimping all the way up and over. So it does run well. And then it does have that that top flipper to reach over, and that works well. It's grippy jimping, so it's easy to just grab it and whoop, smash it out of there. Yeah, very nice. I mean, we'll call it an A minus. I've got knives that are smoother and, more drop shut. This thing runs really hydraulic, really well. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna give it an A minus. It's good. I mean, it's A level action. The fact that it's got that reach over kind of is a bonus, I guess. Yeah, A minus. I dig it. It's nice. Let's talk about ergonomics. So very comfortable in hand. I do feel the pocket clip. The design of this out on the edge of the knife, I feel it back there. Yep. And it could use to be knocked down on the edges for sure, because I feel those. I mean, is it hot? I'm not going to say it's hot, but I definitely can. I notice it's there. It wouldn't cause me to stop holding the knife or using it, but it's there. The jimping's not quite combat, but that little bump up right there aids in the grip. So not so confident, very confident. I mean, I'm going to come up short of a confident grip just because it doesn't have a proper finger guard. There's no back flipper, so it's just not a proper finger guard here. I am extremely locked in, and this little ramp for the thumb, I do think that I could come forward with this with full confidence that I maintain my grip. But without that finger guard, I'm not going to get to a confident grip. Reverse grip, yeah, very comfortable. Way more so than the other because the pocket clip's not poking me here. I mean, prolonged use, that would become irritated. For sure it would. But this is wonderful. And as an added bonus, it's got this Pakal reverse grip down to the T. This is wonderful. Very powerful grip right here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, good ergonomics. Let's check that pocket clip. See how it's going to run. I think the only real question is, will it get the thick stuff? Yeah. And it ran all the way. I had to kind of force it, but it's a F5 clip. Tornado tear these jeans, run them way down range, and throw them in a tree somewheres, and this knife would still be hanging there. Standard jean size material, that's this thickness here. Yeah, it's got excellent tension. You can hear it clicking its way out of there. Yep. And then my spot in the back pocket, wonderful. And I love the stone washed, acid etched look on that pocket clip. Very nice. Check it for blade contact anywhere when the knife is closed. Yeah, it's safe through there, and the tip is recessed here. So clip's good, tip's good. Can handle this knife anyway without making contact with the sharp parts. Let's test that lock. I mean, it's 45% locked up, so I wouldn't have predicted any issues there. Hey, while we're here, let's talk about this. We've got this nice scallop here. The lock face is actually scalloped, and it's scalloped on the inside and the other. So very intuitive, easy to reach in and disengage the lock on this knife. Yep, very nice. M390 Kubey factory. Yeah, very nice. Oh, sticky. Super sticky. Yeah, good job. All right. Well, so how much? What is something like this going for? This is the Kubey Velvet Snake with the blue fat carbon inserts, or I don't know. Is that an insert, or I guess so. It's inserted on top of titanium scales. So yeah, how much? Okay, so a little bit of information. So that there is Bastard Knives. That's the design collaboration on this. And the carbon fiber is damtanium. Yeah, camo carbon fiber. And it's stunning. It really is, man. Well, so kind of the list on these is um, I think it's like 280. Like this thing's pushing $300. But I think that the going rate is around 225. So if you went over to Timber's Edge Knives and found one of these over there, um, it would probably be in that 225 range, which means if you subscribe, you get the 10% discount. That would put this down right at about $200. And that's no tax and free shipping from Timber's Edge Knives. So, yeah, I mean, I'd suggest take a look over there and see if they have one. Um, Pretty cool. I mean, it's definitely a higher end piece, and man, do I love the finish that they put on these now. I've got a couple of these Kubeys with that finish. It's legit. I dig it. All right, the Velvet Snake. Appreciate y'all watching.